Anyways, the Dodgers win another baseball game. 14-2 is the final. It could have been 14-1, but Dave Roberts did not have mental toughness and decided to have Miguel Rojas pitch that ninth inning in Toronto. But, for all of the talk about this being a big series and a World Series rematch, and, the Dodgers could be potentially leaving the bats in Washington after putting up 31 runs over that 3-game series, they decided to just, chip in another 14 against a pretty banged and bruised Blue Jays club, a team that also desperately needed some innings out of Max Scherzer tonight and got 2. What are your initial thoughts?
Can we relate to a team needing innings out of Max Scherzer and not getting them? Something about that feels oddly familiar.
Let's see.
Yeah,
I think I have a button that's like...
The Dodgers obviously benefited from Scherzer only going 2 innings, but also he's the losing pitcher because they had already taken the lead, and they didn't score the run that would have tied the game until the 9th inning when Miguel Rojas was pitching. The Dodgers just dominated this game. I don't think they would have scored 14 runs if Scherzer had been able to go deeper, but I think they would have won this game pretty handily because the Dodgers bats are on fire. It's not like they brought in scrubs. It was a close game, and they brought in the lefties to face this. The Dodgers stacked their lineup with lefties, and 5 in a row, 8, 9, 1, 2, 3 were all lefties, and they brought in a left to face them. Those 5 lefties went 3 for 4 in that inning. The first inning that they brought in their lefty, they brought in former All-Star Joe Mantiply. We never die, just Mantiply. Don't blink at me like that.
I could blink disapprovingly, or I could push the boo button.
Either one. The Blue Jays didn't give up on this game until it was out of hand.
Yeah.
The Dodgers, the Blue Jays are trying when the Dodgers put it out of hand. And so it was, what did I say yesterday? Don't expect the Dodgers to come in and score. What did they score in Washington in the 3 games combined? Was it
31? You should have been
31 runs. And I said, don't expect them to come and score 31 runs. And I probably stand by that. I still don't think they'll score 17 over the next 2 days, but 14 is a really good start to making me look like an idiot.
Yeah, the goal is always to make you look like an idiot, honestly.
And I do my best to help.
Yeah, we're proud of you. Let's see. I think I might have already put this one up. Maybe not. Alexander Rose in the chat saying, what a boring game. Am I right? Only 14 runs. DFA the team. I want to score some more. Richard from Devore, California in the chat says, I don't care how banged up the Blue Jays are. They wouldn't care if we were banged up. They would not. But they would also want, our friendship or something like that. I love this one from Denny as well. She said the balls were flying out of Dodgers Center because you see, it's Rogers Center.
Oh, and it rhymes.
So we love a good, just for that. Good plan. Words. Ray Soto brings up the worst pitcher in the Dodgers bullpen, by the way, Miguel Rojas with the 9 ERA. We don't need to touch too much on that 9th inning.
He limited the damage. I'll take it. 1
and
run.
He got through it relatively quick.
Yeah. After loading the bases with no outs to get out of it with just 1 run allowed. No big whoop. And the alternative was Edgargo for a 2nd inning. And I like the idea of letting Edgargo have a really good inning and then sit down, because he needs to something good to build off of.
Hey, you're the guy that likes doing numbers and counting and all of that. How many of these runs came on the home run ball?
So I know the first.
Both of Rushing's.
Yeah.
One of Teo or 2 of Teo's.
No, I don't have the.
Yes.
Let me open the box score back up because I.
I got one here. Let's make sure it's updated. Hopefully, it's all up to date. It is not up to date, so I'm going to fix that real quick by going back to this screen, and then we're going to fix it. But anyways, one of the notes I had made for myself early on in the game was something that I assumed people would start complaining about, which is, all the runs are only scoring. They only know how to score with the home run ball, and they're never going to get far by only scoring with home runs or whatever. Listen, give me runs. Give me the runs any way you can, and I'll say the same to Taco Bell. I'll say the same to the Dodgers. Give me as many runs as you can.
7 of the 14 runs came on home runs. That means if you take out the home runs, the Dodgers only won today 7-2.
That's it. All right. Got to do better. They got to
Grow
try.
up, guys.
They got to try harder. Okay, here we go. Now we almost have it fired up. I'm working on it. I'm working on a box score. Even though you did the numbers already, so we don't necessarily need it. But there it is. Now we got a box score, so that's something that'll look nice.
Look at all those multi-hit games. Like, of the starters, Alex Freeland and Kyle Tucker are the only starters who didn't have multiple hits today. Freeland had a bad game. Everybody else, I mean, Kyle Tucker only one for 3, but he also had a sacrifice fly. He had a productive out on a different at bat where he RBI ground out, right?
I think so.
Or he moved Ohtani over to third after Ohtani's single and went second on the error. Tucker moved him over to third with a ground out to the right side. So two of his 3 outs were productive outs and plus a hit. So, people like productive outs,
I like productive outs, and I don't care. Obviously, I'm dicking around. I like the long ball as well. Freddie with another homer there. You got Teo early in the game. Shohei did not go yard. Oh, he did go yard. That's right. And then Dalton. We got to talk about you see at the bottom, 4 for 4. This is the breakout game for Dalton. Insert middle name here, Rushing. 2 homers, 3 in his last 2 games. Is he finding something?
I think he's finding playing time. I've long been of the opinion that you can't hit as well at every level that Dalton Rushing has ever played in as he has and not be a good hitter. Like, it's very, very rare to dominate in Little League and high school and college and low A and high A and double A and triple A and then not be at least a good hitter in the big leagues. Mm-hmm. The only example I can think of is Brandon Wood, who I mentioned to you, and you're like, who? The Angels bust.
I remember Brandon Wood. They had so many busts.
Yeah.
You could insert different names.
But Brandon Wood was like the epitome of the 4A player who dominated every level, sucked in the big leagues. It's possible. It can happen. But Dalton Rushing, you get him at bats. And when we found out today that Will Smith wasn't starting, obviously it was weird because Smith didn't start yesterday. But I really do believe there's benefit to both guys. There's benefit to Smith of getting, 1.9 out of 2 games off. He did have to catch the 9th inning yesterday, but most of yesterday off and all of today off. So it doubles the benefit for the rest for Smith, and it gives Rushing like 2 days in a row of plate appearances, which is going to be big for him. And I think he made a statement of like, hey, I like batting. Can I do that more often?
Yeah.
And it does start. Somebody in the Discord, I don't remember who it was saying, maybe you do give Shohei the day off of DHing when he's pitching or the day before or after he pitches something, let Rushing get an occasional start at DH. Maybe it's time to give Freddie one of those days off and say, I like you, Santiago Espinal, but you've been supplanted. I think they're going to look at what Rushing has done the last 2 days and start seriously thinking about, okay, let's try to get him 3 starts a week, maybe even 4.
This is what we talked about in spring training. One of our kind of just before the season started talking points about Dalton, like how does he get more playing time? It's by doing this. It's by hitting baseball either far or just finding a little bit of grass, getting on base, and a 2.3 OPS is a lot of fun. That's definitely Dave is going to have probably a number. The number is going to set the number at 2.1 Dalton Rushing question today, and I'm going to take the over. He's going to have some questions about how do you get this guy more playing time? Is the outfield, potentially on the table? Can you get him more playing time at first base? And I'm pretty sure you're going to see Freddie Freeman burst through the wall, be like, little Dikembe Mutombo in there. Not today, not in my house. But you're seeing the benefits, like you're saying, the benefits of consistency, the benefits of playing. It shows into the bat. It shows up and it tells you, like you mentioned, he hit everywhere and coming up through the minor leagues. He's probably going to hit at the major league level if he gets an opportunity. And back to the Brandon Wood thing, Dallas McPherson's the same guy in my book. If we're talking about Angels that never lived up to the hype.
Yeah, I remember Dallas McPherson. I'm going to look it up, but I assume that he wasn't nearly
He had a
minor
40
league
homer
hitter.
season as a 23-year-old at AAA, and then AA and AAA. Because I remember he was like gonna be big crap, and then didn't work
Yeah,
out.
he was a 27. Oh, that's right. He did it.
Yeah, then he started bouncing back and forth a lot.
He did it again as a 27-year-old.
Yeah.
Playing for Albuquerque. Yeah, Dallas McPherson. He was a good hitter.
Welcome back to All Halos right here.
All Halo busts.
All Halo busts. We got $1.99 from Ray Soto in the chat just for some love and excitement and support on the show. We appreciate Ray Soto. I'll hit the gong for that one. We'll hit the money button. We also got Dry Protoss in the chat. We'll hit the money, the gong, all of the things, and the applause. Boring game, but some amazing plays up the middle from Kim and Freeland. That's why I love watching Kim play. A couple things to dive into there. I don't know. I didn't think this was a terribly boring game, and I say that fully raising my hand and pointing out that I fell asleep in the 5th and 6th inning.
People don't fall asleep because they're bored. They fall asleep because they're sleepy.
I'm tired. I was very tired. I'm a tired boy. Me and the dog were vibing on the couch, and it was nap time for a couple of good boys. But otherwise, though, I mean, watching Teoscar, the swings he was getting off today, when he has that line drive going, I mean, he got some backspin on one, but when he has a line drive swing going, Teo is very fun to watch, and it feels like Teo is that guy we kept talking about. We have 2024 Teo back. I almost don't want to say anything to risk jinxing it here. Shohei found something in DC and is hitting the ball very, very hard. And when they're doing this, it's fun to watch them. I love a good pitcher's duel, and I love an absolute stomping like this. That's so the in-between ones. And the other one, of course, I love, is the one where the Dodgers lose late and everybody's like, oh my God, everybody needs to die. Those are fun.
Yeah. No, I didn't find anything about this game boring.
Yeah.
The Dodgers in 9 innings only had 2 innings in which they didn't score. One of those was pitched by the catcher, and the other one was pitched by Max Scherzer and was so bad that the Blue Jays realized, oh, he's hurt or sick or something, and they pulled him out of the game. Every other inning, they scored. And that was like, offense is fun. And like whoever it was said, I don't remember, was it Dry Protoss who had that comment you just put up there?
Yeah, I'll pop it back up.
There was also some really fun defense. A couple of nice plays by Alex Freeland. One very reminiscent of World Series Miggy Rowe, a chopper to second base that he bare hands and makes the throw to first base. Freeland had to come in harder on this one than Miggy Rowe had to go on his. Very nice play. Great. That play by Kim, going back, catching it over his shoulder, going towards left field was ridiculous. So much fun, to the point where you're like, okay, I don't care if these guys hit. And, oh, yeah, Kim had 2 hits in his first game of the season, too. Kim's got an 1,100 OPS. Haesung Kim, Hall of Famer.
What's funny is I was thinking about the lineup, and I'll go back to the box score for a second. In all the guys with the multi hits, and I was thinking to myself, coming out of my nap, I was like, it just feels like it's an old school baseball game. You got 9 or 8 hitters in the lineup, and then there's a black hole in the 9 hole with Alex Freeland, even though Freeland wasn't hitting last in this situation. He's batting 7th, but still you have that one.
Tony La Russa must be the manager, having the pitcher batting 7th.
Nah, he's having a beer about it right now, but
in his car.
He loves, listen, mamas, let your babies
Speaking
grow
of people
up to
taking naps when they shouldn't.
If you know, you know. Little more Dalton Rushing talk. So you and I was mostly joking with you. I was looking over on FanDuel to see where Dalton Rushing is now in NL MVP odds. He's not on the list. Get your stuff together, FanDuel.
Is Andy Pages on there yet?
But I was gonna say, AP44, as nobody calls him, Pages is now on the list, plus 30,000. He is of the names that you can see. He is 3rd from dead last with him, Alec Boehm, and Joey Wiemer.
30,000
plus 30,000.
I don't gamble. I've never gambled in my life. Sorry to say that, sponsor. I'm morally and philosophically opposed to gambling, and I'm tempted to put $100 on AP44 to win the MVP.
What if we say it's a podcast experiment?
Hey, you know what? If you read McKay Coppins in The Atlantic, he has the same moral and religious objections I do to gambling, and he spent a year as a gambler just to write a story about it.
See,
So-
it's research.
Research.
Yeah.
I'm going to email McKay, see how he justified that, and no,
We'll
but
think about it. We'll think about it.
I don't think Paul is going to win the MVP.
No.
I think he's like I said, he's not going to bat 474 for the whole season, but man, he looks good, and and it doesn't feel overly fluky. Obviously, a 474 batting average is a fluke, but it feels like he's a 350 hitter who's getting a little lucky. And guess what? 350 hitters are not too bad, it feels like he unlocked something.
It feels like he's a complete baseball player. He's a guy who we had on Dodgers territory earlier. We had Kyle Glazer, who's done a lot of things. I know you know Kyle. He's done a lot of things in the baseball sphere, including spending a few years with Baseball America around the time that Pages was making his way up the Dodgers minor league rungs. Very younger, even though he's only 25. That's how you say that. Very younger.
Very younger.
Yeah, I don't have an English degree. Me no do
Super
words.
duper younger.
But anyways,
does somebody here have an English degree? I've never heard about that.
Yes, Snyted. Jeff James Snyted.
Jeff James Snyted. If you know, join the Discord.
You guys got to be a part of the Discord to know some of the really dumb crap.
So dumb.
Any hoozle. But he was talking about like taking a step back. We're talking about all these former Angels with Dallas McPherson, Brandon Wood, one time almost former Angel, Andy Pages. He was a chunky boy at that time before the shoulder and all that. He had lost weight going into that season and then went to Double-A, made it up to Triple-A, shredded the shoulder, I think in his first game, and then came back, returned from that shoulder injury pretty quickly, mind you. I mean, he was at the big league level, I think, less than 12 months removed from the surgery. I don't know. I don't remember the exact timeline. 2024 is a long time ago. But just to see the continued growth and maturity. And I could think of like another Cuban player, Yasiel Puig, who obviously came over here having a lot to learn about playing the game as a major leaguer, carrying himself as a major leaguer, working out as a big leaguer, as a grown-up. And we're seeing Andy Pages do that right in front of our eyes. We have seen him make strides in every facet of the game. Base running is probably still his weakest side of the game, but it's not as
even
egregious.
That it hasn't been an issue yet this year. So.
But like in center field, the position he didn't, I don't have the numbers in front of me, but I don't recall him playing it a lot at the minor league level. It wasn't his primary position, if I'm not mistaken. But again, it's been a while. You're seeing him learn on the job there and learn how to hit major league hitting and all that. And it's been fun. It's been a lot of fun. So go put $100 on Andy Pages to win NL MVP, because why not?
The other fun defensive play in this game was by him in the second inning when the game was still close. It was 2-1. Mm-hmm. And Andres Jimenez, who, definitely there's a little bit of extra enjoyment of him getting out, and he hits a line drive to left or right center field, and Pages went and got it. And it was a beautiful route. And what I loved about it was he got full speed and then slowed down once he got to the ball. He didn't try to time it I want to make a running catch. No, he got to where it was going to land and had time to slow down because he was moving. Like it was a legit, the kind of play you watch a center fielder make and you think that dude's a good center fielder. Yeah. And that's not what we would have expected from Andy Pages a year or two ago.
The first steps, the angles, the routes, they are plus. Also, I saw this from Cole, Jeff calling Ipe after the show. Got him on speed dial, right? He's got to get. I fix that.
Definitely put some of Shohei's money on Pages to win the MVP. I don't think yeah.
Do you think he's locked out of the account yet? I saw one, man, I'm trying to find it. I'll find it in a second here, but somebody saying, we could thank, also Cole, thank James Outman's abysmal hitting for Pages getting that early call up, because it was also where we've seen for a while, it is difficult for Dodgers prospects to crack that lineup up to and including Dalton Rushing, who is not on that NL MVP column yet over there on FanDuel. But yeah. Hey, remember James Outman? Same.
I do. Yeah, he's kind of taken the opposite route of Pages in the body department too. Last I saw,
Put on a
making
couple chunkies.
the Jock Peterson approach to baseball playing or
Did,
something.
did you see? Did you see Jock get booed in Texas, and then he drops a homer in his next at bat? I guess he opened the season like 0 for 16 or something.
Didn't he do that last year too? Like start like 0 for 49 or something? Or maybe it wasn't to start the season. I remember when the Dodgers played the Rangers last year, Jock was in the middle of a 0 for a million or 1 for a million stretch or something.
Yeah.
I'm going to look and see what it was.
He does something like that.
That's his, yeah, Jock. You got to love him, but also you got to think, wait, he's still in the league?
James who? Yeah, I mean, crap. He was close to potentially going to Japan to play, I think, before. Where'd he go again? It was Chicago, and then I forgot where he signed after that. But
the Giants, right?
Was it the Giants? Yeah, it was the Giants. That's right. He was talked into it from somebody on the Giants to go play there. Well,
yeah, when the Dodgers played the Rangers last year, Jock was nearing the end of an 0 for 39 stretch. And only struck out 13 times in there, so which is also still bad. But bad. Yeah, I guess this is all Jock talk now.
All Jock talk. Also, one time almost former Angel, Jock Peterson.
It's same trade.
Same.
Bring me Luis Rengifo.
I'm probably going to butcher it, but Kamaka 07. If I'm saying it wrong, I'm proud.
That's
of
how
myself.
I said it yesterday. So
can we show Dino Ebel some love for Pages' improvements in the outfield? Absolutely. I mean, the whole organization has put a lot of work into Andy Pages for good reason, because they need an outfielder, they need a center fielder. But I feel like some of those conversations that we had about the Dodgers, needing an outfielder, needing a center fielder, they feel pretty distant, like well in the rearview mirror now.
Yeah, and I was hopeful that Pages could turn himself into an average defensive center fielder. And there's a lot of value in an average defensive center fielder if he's hitting. But I absolutely would not have expected Pages to turn himself into a very good defensive center fielder, which in this small 10-game sample size, that's what he looks like. Even last year when he was like, he robbed a couple home runs, saved Roki a couple times by robbing home runs, but even then, like, he didn't look confident out there. And we saw it at times. He had his ups and downs. This year, he just looks like a really good center fielder. And I don't know, I've talked about his route on that play when he trucked Kike in Game 7 and how good that route was going to the ball.
Yeah. Really good.
Did you hear Joe Davis tonight when Pages went over and caught one almost near the same spot?
This is my territory.
And he said, "This is my territory."
That was really good.